Brandt DXT grain carts have efficient unload speeds, large carrying capacities, unmatched durability, and reliable components that make sure your cart is working when you are. Lead the field with DXT grain carts from Brandt. Visit your local Brandt dealer for more information.
Shaun Haney here with RealAgriculture. We're joined right now by Chin, Alberta farmer Chris Perry. Hey, Chris, how are we doing?
Hey, doing good, Shaun. Thanks. How about yourself?
Really good. So, Chris, tell us about your farm.
Yeah, so fourth generation farm here in Chin, Alberta, southern Alberta. And yeah, I've been doing this for a while. Love the area. We got a fifth generation on deck here. And yeah, it's been I don't know, we run about 6,000 acres, 5,500 irrigated acres. Our focus is absolutely potatoes for customers like Lay's. And we do a bunch of other mixed crops and grains and stuff as well.
Yeah, and I think your operation is really known for being innovative and trying new things and running a very, very solid operation. So it's great to chat with you here today on RealAgriculture. So tell us a little bit here. So your family's been growing potatoes for Lay's for is it 40 years?
Yeah, 45 years. It's crazy to think about that. And it's been a great relationship throughout, definitely one of our favorite customers and longtime customers. So it's been a good relationship. Dad started the Spuds back in 68, and we started the Spuds with Frito-Lay when they took over the Hostess plant in Tabor here back
Oh,
in early 80s.
wow. Yeah, potato production is definitely an economic driver in southern Alberta for sure. What was your initial reaction when you found out your family is going to be featured in this national Lay's campaign?
Well, it all happened pretty quick. So I mean, we got a call and said, "Hey, let's take a look at." They're doing some filming and running the real food from real farms, which we just loved, and it always resonates. So it's nice to be a part of, promoting the product and tying that back to agriculture and what it actually is. And then when they said we were going to throw us down for a national kind of spot, we said, "Hey, that sounds pretty neat. Let's get the fifth generation involved, bring the kids home, and I'll be a part of it." So yeah, it was certainly a surprise and a full on production, but it was neat to be a part of for sure.
Yeah, so I'm looking at right now at one of the ads. Betcha these Lay's chips are made in Canada. So the Betcha campaign. What are your thoughts on it in terms of and bringing that back to your farm? What were your thoughts when you first saw the graphics?
Well, it certainly resonated with our farm. We say "you betcha" a lot actually here. So
Good stuff.
when we were walking around filming, and the crew would ask us, "Well, what do you think about doing this and this?" And we'd say, "Yeah, you betcha." And they'd, right, you're right in character. But
Yeah.
yeah, it actually really resonated quite well, way back to the old Mark Messier days. And it was super fun to tie that into what we are doing here. And it was a fun play. They did a great job of pulling it all together and adding a lot of fun to it. So it was a neat experience, and you betcha resonated for sure.
Yeah, and potato production is one of those products that we produce in Canadian agriculture that is a little bit closer to the consumer, right? I can have that bag of Lay's potato chips and think potatoes and work that back to the farm, which is a little bit different than maybe I think it's some of the other commodities, like say a canola, for example. In terms of that connection with the consumer, I think it really has a benefit when we do connect. Hey, that potato production, Chris Perry, Chin, Alberta. Here's a farmer doing this for 40 years plus, and connect that to the bag of chips. I think that's a pretty great connection. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree 100%, Sean. It really truly is. We know people for years. They drive by our place. We're located right on Highway 3 here
Yeah.
on the premier food corridor. We have these three igloos, and people don't really know what's ever in here. Oh my gosh, you grow potatoes. So, this is Southern Alberta. Never mind, Vancouver and Western Canada. I mean, if you're eating Lay's or Miss Vicky's Ruffles in Western Canada, 20% of the time there are potatoes made right here. And, we have a farm that dedicates, and we're supporting 20 families. The factories in Tabor building the chips that supports how many families, the logistics, everything is really here and coming out. And it's a great local locally made food that supports so much, and it's an enjoyable snack and fun. There's not many people we chat to that don't love a love a Lay's potato chip. So it is great to be a part of and to know, to have that outreach and just say, yeah, it is made right here, and it surprises us how few people know that. So it's nice to get out, I guess, every once in a while and tell the story, like so many great stories are around.
Do you have a favorite flavor of potato chip?
Oh, I do for sure. I'm a sour cream and onion guy.
Oh,
I'll take
really?
that
Okay.
any day.
I'm a
But
little bit more particular to the salt and vinegar.
that's fair. That's fair. That's a close third, I'd say.
It's a close third. Well, what's number two then?
I gotta just go with the Ruffles plain.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just the old straight up potatoes, oil, and salt. So
Yeah.
love
For some of the listeners that aren't involved in potato production, maybe some consumers that just love a good solid bag of chips. What goes into the actual production of the potatoes? Are you producing specific varieties for potato chip market, or just talk about some of those ins and outs, special things that you do as the farmer in producing those potatoes?
Yeah, you bet. I mean, it is, we don't have any tours that come in and out of this place that people don't go, holy smokes, I didn't have any idea what was involved. So, it's a full-on production. We employ probably 15 to 30 people year round, and then we bring in 50 people at harvest time. If there's a whole seed production area, Frito-Lay starts with the seed. They produce varieties that are, good for the consumer, and heading towards good for the planet and all kind of good stuff. So really to make a great Lay's product to put in the bag. So it starts at their R&D facility and comes up. We have seed growers in northern Alberta producing some of the Frito-Lay varieties. They're specific Frito varieties, most of what we go for Lay's chips. So we get the seed. It's sort of on a 3 to 4 year program in northern Alberta. They grow out the seed. We purchase commercial seed from them. We plant the potatoes. We do it in about mid April. We plant and then we give it a lot of loving from there. We prep the ground. We irrigate. We fertilize. We do all kind of stuff to keep them happy throughout the year. We start harvest. We'll actually be harvesting fresh crop. I think they've already started here for next year's crop. So we'll be starting the first week of August, I believe, on our farm. Then we fill all our storages back up. We have 7 storages on site here, so we fill those up in the month of September, and then we're basically carrying potatoes all year round. So it's an all year round thing. It's not, some of the grain farms where you're kind of harvesting, it sits in a bin and you on and off. Like we're hauling potatoes probably almost 2 out of 3 weeks of the year on and off sporadically. So yeah, there's a heap that goes into it, a lot of love and care, and one thing is for certain, it's you got to love what you're doing to be in this business. There's a lot to it. So
Yeah.
we have a wicked team, crew, and people around us to help get it done.
Well, and working that closely with a company like PepsiCo and Lay's for this long, do you have any advice? Because a lot of farmers, they grow a product and they ship it to like the highest buyer. You're a part of the value chain, like a part of a supply chain here, which takes a different kind of relationship management and business practices. Do you have any advice out there for other young farmers looking at this kind of, these kind of strong relationships with corporate partners?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is interesting, right? Because it is a corporate business, but given that we've been in this relationship with Frito-Lay for 45 years, and it's one of our favorite relationships. I would say yes, seek out those relationships where you can grow a trust and build something within in the value chain where find partners that do value what you do. And if you can find those that, you get some shared wins out of the growing whatever crop you're doing, that there's a long-term play in agriculture. It just is by nature. And so we absolutely appreciate the long-term nature of this. Hope it keeps going for another 45 years, frankly. We're proud of what we do to produce an awesome potato and put it in a Lay's chip bag. So go after those fun relationships and see what you do. We do well what we do well, which is growing the potato to give a quality spud to Frito-Lay. They do a great job of what they do, which is putting that quality chip in the bag and having the logistics and the team and the network and the marketing to put it across. And, it just takes good partners. So seek them out.
Yeah, well put. Hey, Chris, thanks so much for joining us here. Congratulations on your participation in this great campaign from Lay's, and all the best to you the rest of the 2025 growing season.
Right on there, Shaun. Thanks so much. And thanks for what you do, sharing all the egg stories. It's always great to hear your casts.
For the latest ag news, agronomic advice, and more, check out realagriculture.com and RealAg Radio.